Hello again, it's Daniel, and today I'm going to lose about 90% of my potential viewers by going through the teams that I support when it comes to the main sports that I'm into. So let's start with my number one sport, my absolute favourite sport, football. Yeah, it's the obvious one. I didn't really think this through. Yeah, I'm a Celtic fan. This right here's a signed Chris Commons shirt. And, I've been a Celtic fan my whole life. I'm 20, followed them my whole life. Countless games, countless memories following the team. It's just amazing. My first ever game was a 2-1 friendly loss to Sunderland. Me and my dad, I think a few of my cousins went, a couple of aunties. It was a 2-1 loss to Sunderland, and I just vividly remember Lee Naylor. He's the only player I can remember off the top of my head from that team. Just Lee Naylor. I can't remember the manager. It was must have been Lennon. It was around about that time. Yeah, just Lee Naylor. He's probably so far from one of my favourite Celtic players of all time. I just really remember Lee Naylor at that game. So yeah, Celtic are my number one team. My dad, it was obviously my dad who got me into it. And then following from my granddad who was in Lisbon when we won the European Cup back in 1967. Oh, it's deeply rooted in my family's history. And out with Celtic, I stay in Edinburgh, obviously not in Glasgow where Celtic play. And just to get my football fix, I've started following Edinburgh. I'm going to call them Edinburgh City there, FC Edinburgh. Obviously, used to be called Edinburgh City, but I've been going to a lot of FC Edinburgh games. I was down in Annan when we won the playoff final, second leg to get promoted into League One, which is probably one of my best just memories. Just being there in person. We stormed the pitch at full time. We ended up getting in amongst the celebrations, and a few folk on the bus ended up stealing the cinch League One playoff promotion big thingy that goes on the front of the stand. So that was pretty fun. Just running around. I can't remember what the Annan Stadium's called. Just running around there, just incredible. And although not much recently, I still like to follow them and I would say support them. My English team, on the come up, I think with the new manager and some new signings. But Manchester United, I followed them. I would say since 2007, 2008. Funnily enough, I think the first game I've only been to Old Trafford once, and it wasn't for a game to watch. But I think the first game I remember watching on the TV was also a Sunderland game, Manchester United versus Sunderland back in the Premier League. That was yeah, that was, and that's I've only just noticed that now, just that connection. But yeah, so that's football. My three main teams: Celtic, Man United, and FC Edinburgh. And now moving on to the next sport, which will be basketball. Yep, no surprises again. The Boston Celtics. I've been loosely following them for years. I've always had a little bit of an interest in basketball. Also, kind of like the Minnesota Timberwolves because they were the team that drafted me in my first 2K14. But yeah, the Boston Celtics. I started. I think when I first properly started watching the Celtics was 2017. It was to the latter half of 2017. We made it to the conference finals with Isaiah Thomas at point guard. It was a great season to get into it. Sadly, we traded him away. In hindsight, it probably was quite bad, but then it seemed like the right move to get Kyrie Irving. Obviously, drafted Jason Tatum, signed Gordon Hayward, and without Hayward and Irving, obviously got injured. Made it back to the conference finals, which was one hell of a run. There's Al Horford, JB, JT, Marcus, Aaron Baines, probably one of my favourite players on that team. But yeah, the Celtics were my main team. Making it to the finals this year was something I did not imagine. But Tatum switched the gear in January. Brown went into Marcus Smart Defensive Player of the Year. Robert Williams was insane. Grant Williams, Al Horford, everybody played a part. It was so good. Coach Ime was incredible. And, it was it was painstaking at the start of the season, staying up till about 2 a.m. on the West Coast trips to watch them. Obviously, staying up to 2 a.m. That's when tip off was. Probably didn't end until about 4:30, round about then. That was really annoying, but I mean, so close to paying off in the end, losing 6 of the Warriors. But I've got faith in this team. We're going to be back in the next couple of years. Count me on it. Count me on it. It's going to be great. Now, moving on to the next sport. So, yeah, my next sport is American football, and there's no dead giveaway. There's no big team logo on the front. And, this is the last of the Celtics comparisons, but it's the Seattle Seahawks. I really got into them because me and my friend were getting into the NFL back in, I want to say, like 2018, 2019. And I followed the NFL account, and the first thing I saw was a Russell Wilson and I can't remember who the running back was. It was a compilation between the two. And I was like, this Russell Wilson guy is very good. So that's why I'm a fan of them. So because I saw a compilation video of them. I'm not like a die-hard Seahawks fan. I mean, despite having the gear, no idea. But despite the Seahawks fan, I wasn't really that in. Obviously, I'm invested in them, but I just watch the league in general. I'm not this big NFL head, but it was quite fun to watch, and yeah, it's pretty fun. Now, for my next two sports, I don't have any gear, so what I could do is I could like do one of the transitions again, just appear topless, but that's not what I'm going to do for the sake of embarrassment. But yeah, so moving on to darts. I only really got into darts at the start of the year. I've always like never saw it on. I've never really cared about it, but I don't know why. Just this year, obviously, Snakebite Peter Wright won the World Cup at the start of the year, which was incredible to watch. Me and my mate at my old work would talk about it. That was amazing. But when it comes to darts, I've got like my likes and dislikes. I mean, I quite like Michael Smith. I don't like James Wade. I don't really really like anyone. But Simon Whitlock, him and Damon Heta during the doubles. Just Whitlock, what a man! Simon Whitlock, boy, like he caught my heart as a darts fan, and that sounds incredibly cringy to say, but yeah, Simon Whitlock's probably my favourite. He's an incredible darts player. Obviously, he's not like near the best of his abilities and not the best in the world, but him winning the doubles with Australia and Damon Heta, that was it. It's incredible to watch. And now onto the final portion of the video, it's Formula One. This one, it's like kind of like with darts. I've been into it the past few years, but I've never had an out and out favourite. I've got my likes and my dislikes. I mean, I like Carlos Sainz. I say Sainz is one of my favourite drivers actually. So yeah, I like Carlos Sainz, but I hate Lewis Hamilton. He's a pretentious idiot. Like, I'm trying not to swear, but like I hate Hamilton. I mean, I would say I hate Mercedes, but I really like Bottas. Well, obviously I liked Bottas. George Russell's cool. He seems a bit annoying, but like he's a great driver, so I can let that slide for him, but not Hamilton. Obviously Hamilton I think is the greatest of all time, but just got a distaste for him. And I'd say my constructor probably would be Ferrari, because I like Checo. I like Red Bull. I think Max is an incredible driver. I prefer him to Hamilton, but I still don't really like him. So I guess Ferrari, like just Leclerc and Sainz, the reliability they've got to fix that, I think. But just Ferrari, yeah, Ferrari's probably my F1 team. I've got no gear for that. Don't think I do anyway. But I don't. But yeah, so this wraps up the video. This is my allegiances. Please don't unsubscribe. I'm begging you. My second video and then please don't. But yeah, let's say if you like the video, share it about. Please subscribe. Turn the notification bell on. I'm getting the nick of this thing already. It's no bad.